How you doing today? Yeah, so much for maybe there won't be a stream tomorrow. I'm back with shower thoughts, okay? Shower thoughts. Literally shower thoughts from today because I had to wash my hair before stream because it was looking a mess. And now it's still a mess, but fluffier. Oh. Hey Rose Buzzy, nice to seeing you again. Also, nice having Catilla here. Just too excited, just too excited. And I mean, I'm guessing Kat will leave us here in a second to say blind. I'm happy they stopped by, and I'm so happy they're enjoying Hollow Knight. Love it. Ah. Yeah. Of course, do that. There's a lot of excitement in the Discord. Which, you know, granted, it's a really cool game. So yeah. I hope Cat's gone. Final spoiler warning. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No going back, and Rosie poses in too deep. Lurk, bye. Alright. Day 23. We continue. Alright, so I've been going, even though it was past midnight yesterday, I went back and I mean, I can show you. You probably won't be able to read it because it will be inverted because of the camera, but this is it. Or maybe let me mirror. Sorry. Let me try and mirror my cam for a second, even though I don't usually do that because I like this angle better for my face. Can you? Yeah, you should be able to read that now, if it focuses. Is that close enough? So that is the result of going back and checking out all the letters. I mean, the good thing is that I had most of them on the last day. Except for that one. That one top corner here. The top left corner, where we went in, but I couldn't make sense of it. Since that one is an F, and I guess the interchamber, like all the other rows make up 5-letter words. So I thought maybe this is either something missing or it's meant as a divider so that you have 2-letter words, and that ends up being the case. And I mean, there's not much stuff that is a 2-letter word and has an F as a second letter. So I guess, okay, I was like, okay, it's either if or off. And then I went back and looked at the pictures and was like, okay, a cook and like a Native American. I was going back, okay, either it should be either I or O. I was like, oh, it's chief and chef. But I have to say that's a kind of a tricky one. Because when the first word I think of, exactly, first word I think of when I see like chef is cook, and I don't think chef, I think just cook. At the thought at like 11 p.m. your time last time. Oh, nice. Nice, that's nice. And I actually went back to earlier streams, and naturally there weren't that many days where I think it was these 3, like the top 2 in the 9th rank on the right, and the one below that one. Those I was missing. I haven't actually gotten up there that many times. I think I've only made it like up here 2 times. So yeah, that one I managed to see on one day. the room on the 8th rank, and the two on the 9th I didn't, because I on the one day where I actually filled both of them. The corner one was the pump room, and the pump room, as far as I saw, doesn't have any pictures. It's one of those like the chapel that doesn't have anything. And the room next to it, I placed the utility closet. Now that one has pictures, but I didn't look at them. Yeah, so I just I guessed it eventually. I thought eventually what I had if so like missing letters, if count small gates, 8 dates, crack 8 safes, and I was like, okay, there's not much that can go in there. I thought maybe he, but then it's he counts. It kind of messes up the sentence, and then we're like, okay, probably we, if we count. And that's, I actually Googled it just to be safe. If we, and for another reason, because that might have confused me. So it's, if we count small gates, 8 dates, crack 8 safes. Okay, the bottom part is, okay, we have 8 safes with 8 red letters. That's, so far so good. And all the combinations are safes. Not surprising, since I already cracked 2 that were dates. 3rd of March and 25th of December. That's actually what I've been saying in the drawing room, that I'm kind of thinking it based on the pattern I've had so far. It's like I see a likelihood for it being a 4-digit code and for it being a date. And I'm right. The bunker, of course, was a more literal time lock, but it's also time related. The study is still a big question mark. Look, at least it's there and probably has a date as a solution. We just have to figure out what it is. And then I'm not sure about the one that, what is it called, the drawing room? That one architect's room, the drafting studio. I'm not sure if they're safe on like the made up built like little model floor plan of the study is like a proper safe, or it's just, you know, a toy. I mean, I guess you can crack it. It's just the question is I don't think there's a red letter in there, so maybe that's a fun one extra. And then of course that means I've only found 5 out of 8 safes so far. Of course, the question would be, where are the other ones? Yeah, and also I was mighty confused about that, like, because as far as I've understood it, if we count small gates, that's supposed to be a clue for all of them, like for all the saves. And I was like, counting small gates? What? How is that? Also, sorry, Rosie, I totally didn't read your stuff. I'm going to get to that in a second. How is counting small gates going to tell me? Like, I was trying to think back on the saves I cracked already. It was like, counting small gates, how does that equal anything? And at least I know the answer for The Office, because again, I googled, because I just wanted to know the Office because I already cracked the code, and that kind of led to me also seeing the solution for the drawing room, unfortunately. But it was really close. It was almost there. And I made a counting mistake, which was the reason I couldn't get it actually. But yeah, that's another story. You were playing Nine Souls, paused and was like, it's fucking shit. Yep. Oopsie, spoilers. Yeah, I was a little not careful enough. But I was already on a close track. I think I tried that yesterday. Okay, so the thing is, okay, so for The Office, I guess because you were supposed you're gonna be interested. The Office is like a crazy one. I mean, if you remember in the Office in the drawer, we have actually the switch that reveals the save. There's a note there with different book titles, like, I don't know, the fleeing of the of the queen or something, like some things, words that the maids thought were book titles. One of them is there is the March of the Count. And I deduced from that March is supposed to be a hint, so third month. And I was wondering, why is it the March of the Count? Because that all didn't make much sense regarding the family, because in the family we have barons, we have lords and ladies, but the title Count hasn't been encountered for this family yet. But we've encountered it somewhere else, and I completely forgot about that, even though it was a little crazy there, always there. So, the foyer. The foyer has these busts. I've only been in there once, so it's like... And I was super late in the game. But yeah, it has a couple different busts of, I believe it was 1 woman and 6 men. One of these dudes that's portrayed there is a man called Count Gates. So his title is Count and his last name is Gates. And apparently how you get to 3rd of March is that the paper in the office is supposed to give you March, and then apparently there are 3 busts of that Count Gates in the house, in different rooms. And you're supposed to notice that. So that is a harsh one, and I'm happy it's only 3 busts, and I kind of just tried a couple numbers and beat it. That is crazy. I mean, it's not even the same. Like if everything you need is in one room, then I'm gonna say, okay, you know what, it's fine. But having a random or somewhat random number of busts of one dude, like imagine it were 27 busts, and you had to count them in 27 different rooms. I mean, God bless him, it's only 3, but still. That's a little, okay. But yeah. No thanks, yeah. I'm also like, But that's the office one. And the drawing room one we can talk about when we actually get there, because that's a room I draft fairly often. And we'll definitely crack that today. So the boudoir, I couldn't find anything how counting gates relates to the one in the boudoir. I mean, you have the picture of Christmas there, and that's already a good hint towards the date, so I don't know. But maybe there's another clue as well that leads you to that combination, but is counting gates, so yeah. But let's, for all the remaining saves we find, let's just keep that in mind. If we count small gates, 8 dates crack 8 saves. Also, of course, there's plenty of things I would still like to do in here, but I'm not sure I can achieve all of them, because I'm still under the belief that we only have 30 days and then the game's over, and either we were successful and found room 46, or we weren't, and that's gonna be it. So basically good ending or bad ending. The things I'd like to do, apart from the obvious of discovering more rooms, especially the ones we're missing here, is let's go through it all. I want to supply the foundation and the lab with energy from the boiler room. To use the machinery that's there, and hopefully in the foundation be able to use the elevator that's going down there. What else do I want to do? Of course, I want to go into the Rumpus room more and get more premonitions from Alzara, because they're cool as fuck. If I find another key for a locker in the vault, I would of course like to see if there's any more in there than the forged passport are already found. Then going back to the study, of course, and cracking the safe in the drawing room. Of course, buying all the books in the bookstore and reading them in the library. Chamber of Mirrors, absolutely, that has to be a bigger secret. it's going to be tricky to really place that in a manner where I can connect all 4 of the doors. And I'm reasonably certain that's what you need to do, that you connect the rooms in such a way that you have access to the room from all 4 sides and can go back and forth between the different sides and push buttons one after the other, and eventually that central square will be lifted up and something will probably happen if you push that central button. Not sure what though. I already said the boiler room, the drafting studio, of course. We do have a little mini safe there. We'll see if that does anything. The pump room, that it's we'll have to go back to that for the shower vault, and the workshop. Of course, combine more of our tools for new stuff in the workshop and see what we can do with that. Of course, getting more mail in the mail room would also be interesting. Everything that gives me more lore and more info on the story. Finally getting to the master bedroom, seeing what's in there. And maybe checking the 7 squads again for what looks to be like a hidden door. Other than that, yeah, I still feel like the angels, the pictures of the angels in the chapel are also a hint to a bigger puzzle. Not sure what that is yet though. Maybe we will get some hints on that. If not, then I'll have to live with that or save that for another playthrough. Yeah, of course, finding the last other room, and I guess that's the, yeah. Okay, that's all that. Now, the pump room. The thing is, when I first went down into the basement, I needed the fountain to be empty to access the basement door. And down there, we hit the reservoir, which was filled too much with water, so we couldn't access the boat that was there. But now I have the elevator unlocked. That is sort of a shortcut down there, so I don't actually need the basement to be the fountain to be drained. Meaning I want to go back to the pump room, refill the fountain, and drain the reservoir. The thing is, I'm just not sure on how much I should drain it. Like, instincts tell me I don't need to drain it all that much because the water just wasn't like that much higher. But then again, it was a very vast pool of water. So maybe I do have to drain all of it or nearly all of it to access the boat. I mean, if we do have to drain all of it, then that's going to be an issue because then we need to connect the extra tank somehow to be able to pull that off. But yeah, that's absolutely something I want to try. Drain the reservoir and try and access the boat because I feel like that might get me some progress in the underground section. And I feel like that is the key to beating the game. So basically getting the boiler room, getting the pump room is, in a sense, my biggest priority. That also means I have to place the pool. Because the pool only adds the pump room to the day's draft pool. Alright, so that's shower thoughts. That's things that happened. And yeah. Question is, let's go. I was wondering if I should pick my allowance now or later. You're welcome. Thanks for listening to me yapping. And for being here. And for helping me out with the code. But a couple of, like, honestly, I think a couple of these were quite tough. I mean, I love the tool shed, but the tomb? The tomb? Would you better believe that's new? What? Okay, cool. So what's this going to be, huh? Ah, special candles. Okay, so if I can make my super cool lighting tool today, that would be dope. Oh, we have a dig spot. Why does it look like a fake door? Like, for real. That's the fakest fake door I've ever seen. Ah, the angels. Okay, lift or lower your arm. Oh, you are the one with the riding crop, okay. Okay, more candles. Stone plate, okay. Each of your journeys come to a conclusion here in the tomb. This floor plan is the definitive dead end. Or is it? Each of our journeys come to a conclusion here in the tomb. I mean, I hope not. I mean, the thing is, today we should have the 30th. So I hope this, like the 30th of November. Because we came to the house on the 7th. And like, I really, really hope that this is not our last day. Trying to remember of the angels in the chapel. And also, I definitely need the lighter thing. I'll need the lighter thing today. Also, I have to go to the back to the chapel and did I take pictures? No, I don't think I did take pictures of the windows. Let me quickly check if I took any pictures of the stained glass windows in the church, but I don't think I did. Nope, I didn't. Okay, I'll definitely have to do that. I mean, so far my assumption would be that these angels are depicted in a way with either their tool raised or lowered. And if you like portray them correctly down here, Something will happen. Oh, hello. Open only in the event of my death. Hello, Uncle Herb. Also, I wish I had the magnifying glass for the stamp. Simon. So here's where it all ends, at least for me. And all of the picturesque places of this grand estate. I chose this dreary, dank dungeon to be laid to rest. And that same dim, somber fate fell upon my father and his father before him, who loved the outdoors even more than myself. They say there is no stranger bond or servitude than tradition, and family tradition, thrice as strong. These are chains that seldom bend and never break. And I do wonder what plans and prospects of yours, no prospects of yours, will be sacrificed upon the family fond of convention. What biography of your own will you forsake to add another page to your father's memories, or your mother's, or mine? In our youth, we are gifted with dreams and ambitions. At our death, we are left with realities and regrets. I think there is no greater sin than to perpetuate tradition that stagnates growth, that strangles purpose, that suffocates dreams. What point is there to live another's life at the sake of our own? Oh, how I wish to have been buried underneath the great oak, overlooking the plains, the wondrous woods, and the worldly mountains, and the wild holly that surrounds that trunk, a perpetual token of sympathy laid across my grave. What dreadful tradition it is that dumped me in this sunless hollow. And if by morbid example this dark crypt makes any impression whatsoever on you, if reading this letter within these damp halls plants in you a seed of hope, if these words might grant you strength to bend if not break these chains, then will I cherish this tomb more than oak, and sycamore and spruce, more than the wondrous woods and worldly mountains. This cold stone room would become the most cherished place in all our domain. I would have you raise a shrine upon this spot to commemorate the moment of your liberty, to treat this sepulture as hallowed ground, to realize that grand gestures can be as effective as they are theatric. And to, in turn, as recompense for the freedom thus granted you, commit yourself to be buried here within this mausoleum of dreams, and when the day comes to write your own letter to inspire the next generation that follows in our footsteps. As is tradition, Herbert S. Sinclair. I like Herbie. I like Herbie so much. Rest in peace, Herbie. Alright, so we'll see if we can do something with this today. I'll definitely try my best. Alright, let's see what we get. The mailroom, a package has been delivered. You know what? Why not? A magnifying glass and 2 keys. I've also gotten a gem. Okay, no, I did look at that stamp already. Yeah. Let's take it then first. Before we start with the drawing room. The courtyard, why not? The metal detector and the magnifying glass, so I already have the tools to craft my thingy. Let's do the parlor. And I really should try and get back to the east side somehow. This box is not blue. Well, that's wrong. Every statement with the word blue is false. I mean, if it is, then this one is false. And that's would make it true. Which would make it false. Which would make it true. The black box and the blue box are empty. All right. All right, we have 6. Minus 1 is 5. So we have 4. 2. Oh, okay. 2 times 10 is 20. Negative 12 is 8. So we're switching up the order now. I have to go by the colors. So 3 times 5 is 15. Negative 13 is 12. It's a steep price. But I need something that lets me go to the east side. Alright. Right. The observatory on day 13 should have something good again, I believe. With 13 stars, it should be a good constellation. The sale. Everything is 15% off. 50% off, sure. Oh. Or these two constellations. Good as well. Trying to be careful with my diamonds here. I am a little worried, commissary. Yeah. Okay, we do have diamonds for sale. Set of gems, 10. Single gem for 3, sledgehammer for 8. Okay. And I will have plenty of money once I get... Okay, you have your baton raised. I knew that. Okay, that's going to the east side. Oh, come on, not the freaking wage room. Damn you. What? No, I will not accept. I have to take the weight room. Hate it. Okay, now I'm worried because I don't have any gems. I mean, there should be coins in the tomb. And I do have plenty of steps right now. So maybe let me go and get these and buy a couple gems before I draft another room. Okay, I can definitely go and look at the stamp. For one. An Orinda stamp, Orinda Aries. Damn, that is beautiful. Okay, there we go, a bunch of coins. With that, I'll buy one set of gems. I'll keep it simple for now. I feel I think the hovel is my favorite out of room. Just because it switches up the diamond cost. I feel like diamonds are the things I've always too little of. Also right now I'm wondering something. So far I was able to find an upgrade disc down in the abandoned mines. I wonder if there's one there every day. If I could go down there and grab that every day and upgrade the room every day. And all I needed to do was invest some steps. Right. 4 gems for 10. Right. Left, right, and center. I want the boiler room, but I also need the chapel. I like the pantry. I'm not sure if I should do the boiler room here already. I know I want it. The thing is, I want to be able to connect it to the foundation. And I feel like it needs a direct line. Like it needs to be either here or up here for that to work. So let me do the lab for now. Right now, let's look around here and run an experiment. Ah, the broken lever. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's also something. Can that really be repaired? That's also a question I've asked myself multiple times now. Alright, let's see. What are the experiments of the day? Each time you eat an apple, when you drive the hallway from another hallway. How do we feel about every time you eat an apple, set your steps to 40? I am at 40 steps right now, so right now that would be a positive. I mean, I don't know if I will find any apples. I could also make every time you eat an apple gain a star. But I feel like if all goes well, I will do a lot of running around today. I think I'm gonna try that. It's a little risky. But I feel like the positives outweigh the risks. Oh, the coupon book. Also, this is an orange. Okay, the greenhouse costs a gem, but it should also give me gems. I also kind of want to have a door over there. I'm too scared of creating dead ends, to be honest. Ah, look at that. A trunk. To the Great Hall, even though it needs many keys, just because I don't want to do the archives. Alright, we have the trunk here. Let me go back to the commissary. Yeah, it doesn't really matter what room I go. These are reasonably well connected. Alright. The sledgehammer. Then I will go and open that trunk. Three gems, nice. Okay, now keys are starting to get more of a become more of a problem. Alright. But first let's go to the chapel. Oh yeah. Ah, there's coins down here. Okay, do all of them? Okay, all of them have their tools lifted. So I'm guessing it's not necessarily about their depictions here. All of them have their tools lifted. I can't lose half my steps. I just can't. And what? I'll take the closet here. Okay, dice and keycard. That's actually not the worst. The damn game really wants to take my steps away. Should I roll and try to get the boiler room? Damn it. It's worse. Should have just taken the security room and be happy. Yeah, I did get the chapel. That was lucky. Okay, the Whispering Hall is at least free. Okay, coins. I mean, I can get a gem here. That's one at least.